So these are the 4 problems from 5.5. This was the last problem we did on Monday. I graphed the original function, which is in blue. Your f of x, your g of x, your p of x, and your t of x are all originally in blue. The red is the inverse graph. So I plugged in values for that as well and graphed it. So if I want you to look at the tables, if you compare these two, what do you notice about f of x and f of negative 1 of x, the original and the inverse? G of x and g of negative 1 of x. And then you do c and d, your p of x and your p of negative 1 of x. What do you notice? I want you to tell your teammates right now, what do you notice about the two inverse, your original and your inverse tables? Okay, so after you've done that, now I want you to look at the graphs. So here are some graphs of those. If you see what are similar of all of them, I see that they're all intersecting. If you look at, if I draw the line of symmetry between all of them, whoops, that's a terrible line. Does anyone know the equation of that line? It is a y equals x line. So if you notice up here, the y's became your x's and the x's became your y's. Same thing here. The x's and y's flipped. So that's what happened on the graph and in the table. So the x's became the y's and the y's became your x's. So that is how we find our inverses in tables and in graphs. So that's what we're going to practice right now. So problem 516, the teacher is going to give you these two graphs. What I want you to do is I want you to make a table. So I'm going to call the original function just f of x. So I want you to do a table for this first line. Think about what we just did, what you noticed about the tables to find your f of negative 1 of x. What happened between this table and this table? And I want you to do that. And then I want you to graph your inverse on the same graph. After you do that, I want you to do the parabola, the quadratic. So I want you to do the linear one, and then I want you to do your quadratic. So you should have two graphs, two lines, two parabolas on these two graphs.